like a Rubik's Cube that will never be solved, right? It's like, I don't need to win, right? Like, but I do need to keep playing and also be a good competitor and an earnest competitor. And yeah, it puts it more back on you, right? It makes the mirror a little bit stronger. I think that's nice.
That is a beautiful thing, and it goes along with your dream of Jefferson wrote that to Adams. They were friends, then they were enemies, and then they were friends again at the end of their life. They both died on July 4th, 1826, 50 years to the moment of the signing of the Declaration, and they both thought the other was alive. Jefferson had died first. Adams survived him by a couple of hours, but just before he died, he said, I like the dreams of the future better than the history of the past. And so we shall go on, so we will go on and shall go on, puzzled and prospering beyond example in the history of mankind. And I love that idea that's puzzled and prospering. I gave a commencement address last year at Brandeis University, and I was talking about how we're so preoccupied with these binaries, red state, blue state, Democrat, Republican, young, old, black, white, gay, straight, rich, poor, east, west, north, south. We always have these divisions. They don't exist in nature. They're just arbitrary divisions that we've imposed on things. And so I said, when you look at things and you see how it's going, the opposite of faith is not doubt. Doubt is central to faith. The opposite of faith is certainty.
I was going to say certainty.
Certainty destroys the mystery of this thing that you and I have been talking about. Who wants to stop that unless it's a thou shall? You can't dance, you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't, all the things that we're told, or because you do this, you are not a good person, or you are not a real American, or what's a real American? I mean, there are a group of Native Americans, and I'm very pleased to report that there are more Native Americans now in the United States, not in the best of circumstances in many cases, but more than there were when the American Revolution took place. However, they do have a legitimate claim to saying, we're the real Americans. And so all of the stuff in the revolution then has to parse that. Who are we in Massachusetts? Who are we in Georgia? Who are we in New Hampshire and South Carolina? What are the native people in our midst? What are the native people at our borders? And there are lots of different cultures, as distinct, I said, as any other cultures. And we've also imported by force 500,000 enslaved African Americans. Where are they going to go? And what are they going to do? And then we have all this pressure from all these big superpowers like Britain that owns us, and France that is sorry that they lost us, and Spain that got the bottom and they wants more, and the Dutch who used to be in there. New York was this was a Dutch city, and Brooklyn is a Dutch name. Harlem is a Dutch name. So you've got this overlay of all of these cultures competing here. And so the revolution is the place where we coalesce, we bring together the best ideas that had ever been thought in humankind about human organization amongst a huge variety of people.
Yeah.
And we've made it work for at least 249 years. And I'm super proud to be an American. I mean, I with the exception of one film, all of the things I've done have been about American history because I'm trying to ask this deceptively simple question. Who are we? Who are these strange and complicated people who like to call themselves Americans? And what does an investigation of the past, that particular moment, that particular person, that particular war, tell us about not only where we were back then, but where we are now and where we may be going?
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Did you know that October 10th is World Mental Health Day? And this year, we're saying thank you, therapists. BetterHelp therapists have helped over 5 million people worldwide on their mental health journeys. That's millions of stories. And behind everyone is a therapist who showed up, listened, and helped someone take a step forward. I want you to know that the right therapist can help change everything. And BetterHelp has 12 plus years experience in matching people to the right therapists. BetterHelp therapists work according to a strict code of conduct and are fully licensed in the U.S. This World Mental Health Day, we're celebrating the therapists who have helped millions of people take a step forward. If you're ready to find the right therapist for you, BetterHelp can help you start that journey.